All right, let's talk about Fantastic Four First Steps and why it's one of our favorite Marvel movies ever made. There are so many reasons that we are excited about this film. Up first, I'll say it's really standalone. It's in its own universe. You kind of forget how refreshing that can actually be to just get a good, tight story that takes place in a different universe. I mean, it's really, really fun. The cast and the chemistry between the four of them is spectacular. I found it funny. I found that every individual Fantastic Four member played a role, both in their power levels and also what they were contributing to the team. And then the actors all were super invested. You can just tell they had a good time while they were making this movie. We also just have to talk about the visual aspect of the film. It is absolutely spectacular. This and Thunderbolts are the two best looking movies that Marvel has ever made. It's one of the best looking movies I've ever seen, and it definitely should be up for like set design and visual effects come Oscar season next year. And that's not hyperbole. I think it looks unbelievable. The shots and the characterization of Galactus, some shots you get of the Fantastic Four interacting with Galactus, and then all of the 60s aesthetic stuff. It's just spectacular. It's really a 60s era movie wrapped in like a 2025 level virtual effects and cinematography. And the cinematography thing is really important because it's not just that they have really good effects. That's true. But it's also that the effects are framed really well and the scenes are envisioned well to where you get cool camera angles and cool ideas for the Fantastic Four and Galactus. The story and plot are not overly complicated, and I actually think that's a strength of the film. It allows the focus to go onto the other things like the acting, the characters, the sharp writing. There are not a lot of subplots and there are not a lot of side characters, but I do think it actually puts a pretty good emphasis on the main cast. The music from Giacchino is spectacular, some of his best work ever. It really drives the film kind of the whole time. It's not one of these movies where you have a movie and there's just music in the background. The music is a part of the film. Robbie loved it so much that out of the theater, he thought it was better than Thunderbolts. I think it's right around that range. Either way, Marvel's on a generational run right now. Ironheart really surprised us. We had a ton of fun with that. If you get rid of Brave New World, then you go back to Deadpool and Wolverine, which is really fun. You have Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's just, they're really cooking, and I hope people are catching it. This is one of these movies that is going to be talked about for a while. I think the standalone nature will lend itself well to a rewatch in the future. And this is going to be one of the best comic book movie summers ever. I mean, between this and Superman, I mean, people are going to love it. If you're a comic book fan, how can you not be freaking out right now with just how good these projects have become? I mean, you're getting to see your favorite characters on screen in the best possible ways. Feels like Marvel's finally understanding what they want out of the multiverse saga, and Fantastic Four, even though it's not multiversy, is a very perfect multiverse saga film. Look, Robbie and I recorded our initial reactions to this movie. It's an episode that's 90 minutes long, and in the 90 minutes, we didn't say one negative thought, not a single critique or question mark about the film. It's going to be one of the best films they've made in a long time. I think everyone's going to love it. I just can't wait for people to see it, and I can't wait to talk about what it means for the MCU. And just more than anything, I want you to know, don't go into it trying to figure out what the next step for the MCU is going to be. We get so few Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, especially so few that are this good. So I just challenge people, go into it wanting to have the best possible time in the theater. Look, if you don't like the Fantastic Four as characters and the sincere, heart on your sleeve type movie isn't your bag, then maybe it's not going to be your bag. Maybe you just won't like it. But if you're a fan of those kinds of films and these characters specifically, I can't really imagine how they could have done it better. Just go into it having so much fun seeing these Fantastic Four characters play out on screen and just enjoy a 60s era comic come to life. I think Stan Lee and Jack Kirby would be incredibly proud. We'll see you next time.